In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can set up ChatGPT to be your own personal Amazon PPC search term report expert. So we're going to train it to be able to go in and analyze the search term reports. You're going to be able to ask it questions about the search term report, and it's going to be able to give you feedback on maybe what search terms are wasting the most money, what search terms are performing the best. Now we're going to go a step further and actually train it how to do this, because we don't just give it the search term report and it'll just do the basic, data that and go off the basic data that it can see that you can see as well. We're going to go a step further and train it to do an Ngram analysis, to do a much deeper analysis and be able to give you much better feedback on the performance of your PPC. Also, definitely stick around to the end, because if you don't want to do this on your own after I show you how to do it, I'll give you a couple other options that can shortcut this whole process, and you can get your PPC analyzed and figure out the winners and losers almost instantly. And more specifically, it's going to be really good for cutting wasted ad spend. So just to start, the first thing we're going to need here is an Amazon PPC search term report, a sponsored product ad search term report. And to explain what we're going to be doing is an Ngram analysis. So we don't want to just have ChatGPT, take the search term report and then, do its own analysis based on what's here. We could easily do that on our own. That's not really anything special. It can speed up the process a little bit, but we want to go a step deeper, like I said, with the Ngram. Now, if you don't know what an Ngram analysis is, it's basically, if, say, for example, you have all these search terms here, right? And you look over here on the right side here on column K for clicks, you can see a lot of these have just like one click, okay? It's not a lot of data on a lot of these. And you go over here, a lot of these have no sales. So what can you do with that? It's like one click, no sales. It needs further testing, right? Well, maybe not. So maybe all of these have one click. I mean, again, this is what the Ngram analysis is for. We could see maybe if all of these that have one click also have no sales, or sorry, if all of these search terms over here all have a common word within them, and all of those search terms that have that common word have one click and no sales, that's going to basically show you, okay, well, maybe I could just do a negative phrase match on that one word, that one common word that they all share, and then none of those words will show up again, and you've immediately cut a lot of wasted spend, where you go into do your search term analysis and you just see like 1,000 single clicks with no sales. Well, that's, death by 1,000 cuts, and you're like, can't even do anything with it, and you feel like you have to keep spending to see if it's a good search term or not. No, you can skip that process in a lot of cases. And this is going to speed that up. And we're also going to be able to, divide it up by campaign. And I'll show you that here as well. So download your search term report. You can go to Seller Central to do that. That's pretty simple. And let's see, then you're going to go to, now if you're not sure how to do that, just go to Campaign Manager in Seller Central, and then go to Reports or Reporting. And then you'll see search term report, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to download the search term report from there. Then you're going to hop over to ChatGPT. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I trained this specific ChatGPT, and just in this one chat. And then after that, I'm going to show you how I trained a specific GPT within ChatGPT to do this on a consistent basis. So it can, you can just upload your report and it already has the full context of everything that we went over here. So it already knows kind of what you're looking for, and to speed up the whole process. So the first thing I said was I had it search the web to understand what an Ngram analysis is and how that can be helpful for Amazon PPC search term reports. So it basically just went through and did all that research for us. So that's number one. You don't have to like teach ChatGPT how to do everything. You can have it go and learn from the web, everything, all the information out there on the web. There's a lot more out there, and there's a lot more information out there, or people out there that have that information put together in a better way, that are way smarter than me. get done a lot faster. So scrolling down here, we can just see, yeah, it's like how it enhances PPC campaigns. You can see eliminating low performing keywords, identifying high performing keywords. So it's gonna get all that done a lot quicker and point those things out for you. Okay, yeah, this talks about implementing Ngram analysis in your Amazon PPC strategy, how to leverage it. So it's going through all of that for you here. It talks about utilizing tools like Ad Badger's Ngram analysis tool, AdBrew's Ngram analyzer. So there's different options out there for tools. I'm going to show you a way you can do this on your own with ChatGPT, so you can skip that, so you don't need those tools. Let's see, and best practices, there's search, regular analysis. Yeah, so again, that's why we want to build this, so you can do a regular analysis on your own without any external tools if you don't want those tools. Of course, those tools are all out there, they're available if you want to check those out as well. But yeah, and you can see it referenced this. Again, there's Ngram is nothing new. Even for Amazon, Ngram is a common analysis used far beyond Amazon and e-commerce. So yeah, definitely a good option. Okay. So now now let's go ahead and make a simple app that allows someone to upload their search term report and then clicks create Ngram analysis, and it simply creates a downloadable CSV file with all the 1-word, 2-word, 3-word, and 4-word combinations. Either make CSVs or, if possible, all in the same CSV. So this is how I kind of trained it. And you can look at this and you can kind of train it on your own. Now, what it did is just made the most simplest thing possible. I was thinking to make it to where it would like code up an app, but we looked at the best option, and it kind of went through this with me. And you can do the same for you. You could have it code something, and you could have it in an app if you like. That's a little more complicated to launch. So I like this way better, because what it's going to do is basically going to create some Python code that it can use within ChatGPT here, and it just makes the whole process much more streamlined. You can just use ChatGPT, drop your report in, and get your results. And then you can, communicate with ChatGPT in real time about what exactly you're looking for from it, because it could differ from person to person, from brand to brand, like what you're trying to get out of this Ngram analyzer. So basically, yeah, we had it say, okay, accepts Amazon sponsored product search term reports, processes each search term to extract unigram, bigram, trigram, and 4grams. We could have trained it for more if we wanted to, but I think that might be a little excessive in this case. Appends each Ngram result with campaign, ad group, customer search term, keyword match type, impressions, click, sales, ACOS, so all that good stuff. I did go with 4 tabs in the same spreadsheet as the initial output, but it turned out that was going to be like too much. So it's going to give you the option to, at the end, to download whichever gram you want. If you want the bigram or trigram, it'll be in a separate report. That's going to be better just for memory purposes, less strain on it. And this is just some other considerations about the output. And let's see. Yeah, I just told it we want the simplest build possible for now. We could see the same Ngram multiple times, as different campaigns could have different or the same word combinations. This is why it's critically important to be able to only show results in one campaign if needed. Yeah, that's one of the big things. It's like if you try to do an Ngram report or an Ngram analysis with a classical spreadsheet, like I've seen some spreadsheet tools, you'll have to like grab the campaign, put it into the tool. Otherwise, you're going to get like a lot of mixed data, whereas like you may want to see, okay, I just want to do an Ngram analysis on this one specific campaign. And that's hard to do with some of the spreadsheets that I've seen out there that can do this automatically. So this is going to do all that automatically. So you can just like tell ChatGPT, okay, for this campaign, for that campaign, what's the data say? Yeah, and we just talked about aggregating or not. Let's see. And I also just told it to exclude filter words, filler words. Yeah, so we're going to stick to the simplest form possible. And yeah, so basically what is, yeah, I had to explain what aggregated meant also, because basically what it's going to do is, in the end, it's going to allow you to have the option of like viewing the total for that, anything with like that combination, like blue socks. Or if you wanted to break it down further and say, okay, campaign A, campaign B, campaign C, what did blue socks do in that specific case? Because again, that's what we might want to do is we might want to see, all right, what is blue socks doing in campaign A only? So we can dig in and maybe go into our Amazon PPC campaigns and just play around with campaign A if we need to. So yeah, getting rid of that. That's kind of like not important at all. So we're making sure we're getting rid of that. Confirm default plan. So yeah, XLSX. And again, started with 4 tabs. Later on down here, I said to not do that, or we decided not to. We got our initial results there. And let's see, actually, could we aggregate them to make it, yeah. And so I said, yeah, we definitely want to aggregate it. And we did, I built this for Google Sheets. So there is the option to build this. If you prefer to use Excel, this is actually going to be even easier, but I just did it for Google Sheets because that seems to be more common. At least I like to use Google Sheets a lot more. I almost never use Excel. So yeah, I didn't get to do the make it to where it's like grouped and expandable, which is Excel only. So we did another workaround, which I'll show you here in a second. It's pretty simple that you can do once it's into Google Sheets. That basically does the same thing for us. Okay, so updated plan. So you can see all that. And feel free to pause the video at any time if you want to read a specific part or go back or see how I explain something. I don't want to read through everything verbatim, but basically it, built the whole plan for us. A lot of this is going to go a lot quicker than this video is taking, so don't worry about it. So yeah, this is all apply. Okay, so yeah, instead of all 4 grams in one, 4 Ngrams in one file, yeah, like I said, they're going to split it up. And this is where I figured out, I was like, oh yeah, we can't do the expandable rows in Google Sheets. We had to do that, and that's only for if you're using Excel. So you could train this for Excel and be a little cooler than a Google Sheets version. And okay, so yeah, this is the way it's going to do it for Google Sheets, but I'll show you that here in a second in real time. And all right, so coming on down here, let's see if there's any other pertinent information that you should know before we actually get started. I don't think so. So, okay, so what it basically did was we've got our output now. The rest of this stuff is me just kind of like tweaking it a little bit. So we basically got our output. And this is down here. This down here is just the actual Python script. So we could see just, the details of that and how it works and what it's included. And let's see. So here we actually had a downloadable version of the single gram or unigram. Okay, so once we're in the results, you're actually going to want to go ahead and set up your filters. So you can just simply select all here by clicking that, and then you can turn on filters. So remove or add, you'll want that. And then you'll also want to just go to view and freeze row one. And let's see. Now, what's going to make this effective is we want to just clear all of these, and we're going to show, actually not this one, cancel. We're going to go to row type, and we're going to turn off the detailed rows. So now we're only seeing the total numbers of those specific Ngram, the aggregated totals of those specific Ngrams. And then next, all we need to do is, depending on what we want to focus on, we can come here and we can say, anything. Say, for example, if we want to do by clicks, and go to sort by that, and then we could say orders, anything with 0 orders, so we could say 0. And then we can see right away, vapor, 190 clicks, the total. Now there are individual ones, and depending, and we could dig into that, but you could see the total. Yeah, 190, 0 orders. And this appears in various search terms. That's the key. So we could dig into this more if we wanted to. So for example, we could go, if we want to go to row type and turn detail back on, turn total off. And we can go here and we could say vapor. Or actually, let's clear first, vapor, and just select that one only. And now we can just see all of we can get a more detailed look at vapor, which campaigns we're talking about here. We can see which, we can dig in and see which search term. We can get more details on all of that and really dig in, what we need to eliminate potentially. You may not always want to eliminate a search term. It could be that it's really important to you and you need to keep it. So that's gonna be on you to decide if that's something you can do or not. If you can negative phrase match a word, not a search term, but a word, in your campaigns, or maybe you do it in one campaign and not another. Depends. But yeah, you can see the whole death by 1,000 clicks in this case, and you can see a lot of these that have single clicks. Few of them have 3 clicks, but most of them just have 1. So, I mean, that's just terrible. Like, you want to be able to make a quicker decision on that, and this is where this is going to help. Really effective for wasted ad spend. Now, next, I'm going to show you how you can build a GPT. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this Python code. That's the reason I wanted this Python code, is I wanted to be able to train my GPT to not have to just always go into this specific chat. Because what can happen over time, because you're going to have to do this regularly, is the chat can fill up, it can get messy. You want to just have a clean chat that you can start for a specific search term report that you want to analyze, brand new every time. And then you can make iterations on your GPT, like if you need to train it a little bit different, but it's going to be a nice clean chat specific to that one search term report when you go to do your analysis. So right here, I'm going to just show you the GPT I have. So it's the Ngram analysis by Solar Synapse. And we'll go in here and edit GPT. Instead of creating a new one, I'm just going to show you my inputs, and then you can create one on your own. But if you do need to create one, just go to GPTs and go to my create right here, and you can create a new one. And you can basically just input all the things I'm about to show you that I've already inputted. So let's go back, go to edit. So you can either, and basically what I'm going to do is either you can edit this on your own, or you can use the other method, the spreadsheet. It's up to you. You can have a Chat GPT. What I'm saying is you can use the GPT, or you can just download the spreadsheet and look at it yourself, or both. So yeah, you just give it a name, description, and then here that let's see, just basically use the Python code to run an N-gram analysis on any Amazon PPC search term reports that are uploaded into the chat, so that a user can download these files, these results in XLSX format. Additionally, give your own summary of the results. Now, I had to just really quickly just go ahead and show 10 keyword combinations and 10 ISALs combinations. After that, the user can prompt to give more details, like for example, which campaigns or search terms are those specific words located in. Maybe if you want to dig in on a specific thing. So it's just an example of what it should be prepared for. And then here's just the Python script that I copied and pasted in that we already built. And just some important notes about the targeting column. It was like if you ask about a search term report, or sorry, a keyword, it's not going to know what that is because in the search term report, that column is called a the targeting column. So it's going to not realize that's what you mean. So I just basically taught it here that if you mention keyword, it knows to look at the targeting column. Simple as that. And down here, you just want to make sure your code interpreter and data analysis is on. This is always just going to be good. It's going to help for doing analysis because that's what we're going to be doing. And then you can add conversation starters like I added this one, do an Ngram analysis on my Amazon PPC search term reports. That's up to you if you wanted to create this. And let's see, we're not going to make any changes to this one. We're just going to go out and we're going to go ahead and use it. So we're in our Ngram analysis tool and we're going to go ahead and upload a search term report. This one, give that a second to upload. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and let it do its thing. Now this does take a couple minutes sometimes, it depends. Okay, now we have our results and here we go. So went ahead and did what we said. It just gave us the top 10 Ngrams by clicks and top 10 Ngrams by sales. So just to give us some quick data here. Okay. Yeah, just some quick data here that you can check out. And you can download your files. This is where you can download any of the Ngrams you want and drop them in, upload them into Google Sheets and do a more detailed analysis on your own, just like I showed you a second ago. You'll get that same kind of layout. Now here it says, would you like to dive deeper in any specific term? So let's say, for example, okay, we haven't even looked at these yet. We don't even want to mess with that. We don't want to download it. We don't want to go in and look at it ourselves. But we know our campaign. So we could say, in the single, or 1 gram Ngram report, show me the top 10 words with the most clicks and no sales. Okay, so we can see we got our results here. And right off the bat, we can see what we saw in the previous search term report. So we can see vapor, and we can see 190 clicks and no sales. And that's just for that one word. You can dig into others, so you can dig into those, etc. to get an idea. Now, again, maybe we'll want to dig in further on vapor now. We're like, okay, I see vapor. Give me more details about that. Like, okay, so for the word vapor, show me a list of all the search terms, or actually, let's see, well, show me a list of all the campaigns that vapor appears in along with the search term and keywords. And let's see what we get. Just did this. Actually, for the word vapor, give me a list of search terms that contain the word and a list of campaigns that contain that search term. Okay, so as we can see here, it's going ahead and built out the list of, giving us that list. I just asked the wrong question previously, but we got to figure it out. Is it just ask it in the wrong way? So we really want to dial in on the search term first, because it was like, well, that probably was confused as I was like asking it if it's in that campaign, like in the campaign, but it's like trying to see if it's in the search term. That makes more sense to it. We got to remember that it's looking at a spreadsheet and not the actual PPC campaign. We got to think about it in terms of it's analyzing a spreadsheet. So think about it in that way, and your questions are going to make a lot more sense. Now, you're also going to be able to see the targeting. So you're going to see what keyword really quickly. And just be able to figure out exactly which campaigns and keywords if you wanted to dig in further or narrow it down. And you could even, dig in on that one if you wanted to. It has all your data. So including your search term report, this GPT has that. So you could really dig in on any which way you wanted to go. Ask it any question you want now that it has all this different information. Even if you wanted to, yeah, again, about the original search term report, and it's showing you like which column or cell that it's in as well. So that's just to give you an idea of how you can dig in, on wasted ad spend, and you can, turn that around, and you could ask it questions about, what are my best performing word combinations, and that is going to work better usually from my experience with maybe finding like already like some 2 or 3 word combinations maybe that have a lot of sales, and then you could focus on those. Now wasted ad spend, that's usually where you're going to want to dig in, and you could see like single word combinations where you're going to be able to find more wasted ad spend there. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you guys. So this is how you can build your own GPT within ChatGPT to do this. One final thing you can actually do is you can get this tool that I actually built. And this allows you to just simply drop in your search term report, and it can do an Ngram analysis for you. And so you can just hit start analysis. So if you want something quick and simple that's already in a nice display, and you can dig in this way, you can do this way as well. And this just gives you a quick summary of your search term report, gives you a quick Ngram analysis summary, and you can select 1 word, 2 word, 3 word. This one only goes up to 3 word. And then, yeah, you could go in here and you could look for different combinations that you wanted to maybe dig into. So for example, and you can even click on this and you could dig in and see, for example, more details on that. You can also sort these metrics here. And this is actually all performance. You could just go with clicks and spend with no sales. So you could cut right to the chase as far as, again, you can see that same result for 89 clicks and $92 in spend in this case. And we could dig in on that. Sorry, let's click on that. And we can see, again, all those like different combinations and tons of single clicks and no sales. You can see that. So yeah, that's another option as well. So like I said, I wanted to give you guys a few options, and if you don't want to build all this on your own, I'm going to leave the link for this tool down in the description below, so you can grab this and try this tool out to go ahead and get instant results, get instant Ngram analysis results on your PPC reports or your search term reports. Or I'm also going to allow you, if you'd like, to grab the GPT if you prefer to do it that way. I'm going to leave a link down there where you can actually grab the GPT and just use that within your own Chat GPT, which I believe, it depends. Like this is going to give you a fixed output, whereas the GPT can actually give you the ability to dig in and analyze in different ways that maybe you don't find here. So that's where the actual GPT is valuable. And of course, then you can, within that GPT, once you get those output results, you can always just download the search term report yourself, or the results yourself, those final Ngram results yourself, and look at it on your own as well. All right, if you got some value out of this video, give me a like, I appreciate it, and also subscribe as we're putting out more similar videos like this with how you can use AI and different tools to help scale your Amazon or e-commerce business. And yeah, until next time, thanks. Bye for now.